So I've seen a few posts on some travel blogs recently, well, a few, two, of people going to Marrakesh. Now, I've had to dub this first 20 seconds because I got a copyright strike due to some Celine Dion music playing in the background. So people talking about their travels, what they like and what they didn't like. And I thought I'd add to this because
Marrakesh is the only place I've ever been to where I've been robbed. But notwithstanding that, I actually liked the place. But let me just tell you a little bit about how that robbery came about. And it was one evening, probably about 8:30, because it was after dinner. We'd had an early dinner in the main plaza, which I've forgotten the name of, but I'll overlay the name in the video. And I've got some footage of the plaza, so it's extremely busy, extremely crowded, and a really lot going on. And I remember we walked out of this restaurant and everything's going on. People are coming up wanting you to buy things and trying to distract you. And I did get distracted, and one of the things that was distracting me was this little, I can't even remember what sort of toy it was, but it was some kind of fluorescent toy that was whirling around. A guy had it on the ground, and there's quite a few people just standing around looking at it, sort of transfixed by all these colours and the glow. Now that's always a mistake, getting distracted like that. Now the other big mistake though, and something I never do, but I obviously did it this time, and that was have a top pocket, and I had my phone in the top pocket. Never do that, always have everything buttoned up or zipped up, a wallet in my front pocket zipped up and all that sort of thing. But for whatever reason I had, must have been a little bit cool that night because I had a fleece on with an open top pocket because the phone wouldn't fit all the way in, so the top part of the phone was just sticking out a little bit. Samsung Galaxy 9. Anyway, so we're standing around and I'm looking at all these little colours and things whirring around. Next thing, two people came charging at me. In Australian terms, it's a shirt front. Basically, there wasn't anything subtle about it. It was bang. One guy took this shoulder, the other guy took this shoulder. Didn't need to, by the way. Even though it was crowded, there was plenty of room for them to go around me. And I immediately just went straight for my pockets to check my wallet. And I sort of breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, the wallet's still there. Next thing, oh no, the phone's gone. And I turned around and these guys were well into the crowd, disappeared, within seconds, so couldn't make them out. So I'm minus one phone. It was a new phone too. I'd only had it about a month, I think. And so the next thing, I had travel insurance, but in order to get refunded, you have to lodge a police report. So I found out where the station was, and turned out it was right next door to the square where all the markets were. Probably for good reason, because a lot of stuff going on there. So by about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, I wandered around to this station, and gee whiz, walking through the door into a corridor, and it's very dingy. There's one tiny light, concrete walls, probably painted 20, 25 years ago, drab green, olivey green, dark green. And it's just one corridor, no activity whatsoever. So I walk down the corridor, and there's a door on the left, and just have a look in there, and there's some people in there, so it looks like this is where I've got to come. And, so walk into the door. On my immediate right is a table, and a guy is just sitting there holding a phone watching a soccer game. No interest in me, no interest in anything else that's going on in the whole world, actually. He's just watching this game. So it's the table. Right to my right is that table. Then next to him is a table facing the other way, with a guy standing up behind the table, getting very frustrated with a printer that's sitting on top of a cabinet. He obviously couldn't get the printer to work, and he's banging it and getting very angry. And he had no interest in me being there either. And then I pan around to another desk, and there's a guy leaning back, feet up on the desk, and he's got a kitten, and he's patting a kitten. I mean, this is totally true, like some kind of Bond villain. And these are our three cops: soccer game, printer basher, kitten patter. Over there. Keep panning around. Now I'm looking right in front of me, and there's two dudes on a bench. I look down, they're handcuffed together, all covered in dirt and dust, and they look like they'd been apprehended rolling around in dirt or something like that. So they're just sitting there, and behind them is just a small window with some bars on it from which you could look out into the market. Then keep panning around, and there's another door. So I'm just standing there, and I just made it known that I wanted to report a theft, but no one's very interested in what's going on. Eventually, guy watching his soccer game ends, and all of a sudden he gets interested in what's going on around the traps. He gets up from his desk. Old mate, who's leaning back, the Bond villain, patting the kitten, opens a drawer, puts the kitten into the drawer, closes the drawer, I kid you not, and he gets up as well. And these two dudes take the two handcuffed bad guys, lift them up, and take them through the door, just through there. And it was only after that soccer game ended that they got interested in putting those dudes away. There must have been cells or something into that side door. And then Mr. Printer started getting interested as well. I guess he got his printer to work at that stage, and he called me over to explain what had occurred. So my first mistake was to ask him if he spoke English, and he took great offence to that. I don't know why, but he basically said, of course. And then he took my statement and printed it out on the freshly bashed up printer, and I was able to leave that dingy police station with a certified police report from which I could lodge an insurance claim. And I think I had about $100 excess, so basically, I got everything back bar $100, but very interesting experience. The police station at the Marrakesh Square. I hope that kitten got out of the drawer, by the way. I don't know what happened to that.